walking through the Mountaineer Hotel here in Mount Hope. Just doing the walking tour video. Oh, there's why I had that briefcase full of money. I've been trying to find that. I'm just kidding. It's just a little random case that somebody stuck there. I didn't know it was in it. It's private, so I cannot resist. I stayed up here and done a little paranormal investigation back in June. There's the long hallway. Come play with us, Daddy. Come play with us forever and ever and ever. This is the room I slept in. The walking shed did not move by itself. I would have ran away if it did. It's actually not a bad place to stay. I live just about a mile from here. Well, not quite a mile. But the friends that own this place is back in town. By the way, when these back in the old day, a lot of hotels didn't have indoor plumbing, or TVs, so you stayed in a hotel like maybe 100 years ago, 1921, for example. I'm gonna say 100 years ago, 1921. We used that year. TV wasn't invented yet back then. I don't think TVs have been until after World War II. Sometime in the late 1940s was when the TV was invented. And back then only the rich and famous could afford it. There's the bathroom. Yeah, John Potter lived here when he had the place, when he had the hotel. Of course, he apparently recently passed away about July 10th. And I filmed this video July 30th. So, as a pastor, he passed away. But I like to point out that's the only light in the whole entire, well, it's not the only light in the whole entire third floor, but it's the only light in the whole entire third floor hallway that works. There's literally no lights in the hallway. But my little short 6-minute video, I did get some creepy stuff here. In September, I hope to stay here again. I just gotta make sure my next separation 12 section hike is not the same week as the Jubilee. Because I want to do that. I sat in this Bruce room and done some investigating. This is literally the most adorable room in the hotel. I just adore this room. I find it very adorable. Yes, pun intended. I cannot resist. This is just the room they store all the doors in. I think I missed the room with the water closet. Yeah, they've done a lot of work here. All this had to be done, and we support the roof because it was very weak here. You can see the water damage. There's actually a hole in the roof, and it's wired almost to the first floor. Gotta be careful where I step here. If there's ever a zombie apocalypse and all the walkers were pouring into one room, I could squeeze to this room and hope they didn't get me. Of course, if I were in both rooms, I'd be in trouble. This is a record I've kept up with Walking Dead. I think I stopped about some early season 7, so I've watched any season 8 or season 9. Now I got the new Walking Dead, which I watched the pilot episode, the newest one, which is supposed to be after, in the future, at some point in the future. Oh. But I got a few words on the second floor. Oh, by the way, during the Mount Hope Jubilee, they will be doing walking tours the hotel, or they walking tours so I can walk around, learn a little bit of the history. I'm trying to remember exactly what year it's built. I know the original place was built as a little boarding house for school teachers and railroad employees back in the day when there wasn't much, because back in the 1890s there wasn't much around. There's a few houses here and there, but Mount Hope wasn't much of a town. I think it's the 1890s when, 1880s and 1890s when they started building the coal camps. About 1889, I think it's 1889 when the actual rail line reached Mount Hope. There's a view of the railroad tracks now. Well, I don't know if it's here or the third floor. Before I restart my YouTube, I did film a train here. In fact, I don't even know if there's been any trains to Mount Hope today or not. I spent most of the day gone. There's the ballroom. Christmas tree. Let me tell you a story about about this Christmas tree. The Christmas 1955, the last ever Christmas party done to the hotel before it shut down. This tree was put up by a famous movie star. And that's the last Christmas they ever had at the hotel. It's been on this spot ever since. It's never been touched and never been moved. Yes, I'm making that up. I have no idea what year the hotel started business. I think they were actually still renting rooms out through the 1970s at least, maybe even in the early 80s. So I think I know 82. I know 1982. Even maybe it's late 1983. Maybe not that long. I know that they had rented rooms. It has been ran as a hotel for over 30 years. So I'm thinking when my mom was a kid in grade school, they were still in the 70s. They were still renting rooms out here. I'm not sure. Somebody told me 83, but I'm confused the exact year they shut down. Now there's where the rot is. Now you can tell that's why almost all the way through. They had to rebuild this whole back wall. They took all the bricks off. The whole entire back side of the bricks had to be taken down and redone because the hotel's in that bad a shape. On this back wall, you can see what the plywood on the two before, so I had to rebuild that. Then they redone the brick. So you got a couple layers of bricks, and from the outside you can't even tell that it was that bad a shape. But you can see some brick and some block. Of course, a couple of the windows here were so rotten to the point they were falling apart they couldn't be saved. If I go past here, I might go through the floor. And there's this wall behind there. I think. Let me look. Yep, it's this wall behind there. For a second, I thought it covered up a door. I don't know why that's nailed there. Let me turn the light off. There we go. Don't want to leave the light off, no electricity, might run up the electric bill. Down there's the kitchen, which is now just the storage room, but was the kitchen originally. Yeah, there's not a lot of electricity up here anymore. Well, Jordan Harvey did have the ballroom rewired, and they had the steps rewired, and they had some electrical in that one room on the third floor. Got one room on the third floor, the ballroom and the steps. Everything else is on the first floor. The whole entire ground floor is almost completely done. So there's a little bit of walk down there now, like half the ground floor completely ready. I know that Mount Hope Jubilee, they'll do the tours. I walked into some spiders and cobwebs.
Oh, no, I believe that.
I walked in that one room that nobody ever goes in anymore, and that's why. Yeah. There's the famous people. Lonnie Samuel, look. A whole self just for him. Old Jones. I actually see him from time to time.
Were you taking a video?
Yeah, well.
Do you want to open it up? Because I think...
I thought it was locked.
Oh, well, that side is, and I don't know how to get it open.
I definitely don't want to pull on it too hard.
Yeah, I don't know how to get it open. This side you can do, but this side...
I actually have a key that might fit there if I could find it, but I don't know what I've done with it.
I don't know why it's locked, though, because it one side's open.
Well, I might actually have a key that fits